And also, we're going to say our name and also where we live. My name is Marlo Narro, and again, I'm the Global University Director for the Center for Sacred Studies. I'm living in Riverside, California. Also, this is the land of the Huaseño people, and I'm really happy to be with you all today. So we'll just go around here. Darlene.
Hi, welcome everyone. It's so nice to see you on the call and all the faces that continue to pop up. My name is Darlene Hunter. I'm the CSS Spiritual Director. I'll be along with you, we all will, on this pilgrimage. I live in Northern California on the land of the Pomo and the coastal Miwok peoples. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Wonderful. Meenakshi.
Hello, good evening. I'm sitting over in Europe, in Sweden. So this is evening time for me. I assume most of you are in daytime. My name is Meenakshi, and I used to live in California when the Center for Sacred Studies were born. So I went back to Sweden in 2003, and I will join you at some point in the training. Happy to see you. Beautiful to meet in circles like this. Thank you.
Thank you. Margine.
Hello, everyone. My name is Margine Beau. I'm the CSS Communication Coordinator / Director. And I am working with CSS now for 16 years. And so it was a journey. It is a journey. And I'm very happy to see all of you today. And welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Margine. Lyla.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Lyla Marquez. I am currently in Los Angeles, the home of the Tongva Gabrieleños. I first met Darlene, Russell, and Jyoti in 2015, and I joined the ministry program in 2020. Graduated, well, finished the program in 2022 and began working as the registrar since then. Thank you.
Thank you, Lyla. Okay, let's see here. Alexander, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, how's it going, guys and gals and everybody? I am Alex. I am from Burlington, Vermont, the land of the Abenaki, and I'm currently actually in Guatemala, though, on Lake Atitlan, and just really grateful to be here and to learn more, and thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks so much. Florencia, so good to see you.
Hi, my name is Florencia. I live in Carhonso, New York, but I'm currently in Argentina, where I'm from originally. So I'm staying here with my family. Happy to see so many beautiful faces and new faces. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you. Kathleen.
Hello, all. I'm Kathleen Whitmire. I live in North Carolina in the U.S. Primary residence is in Greensboro, and we have a little place in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Many indigenous nations have lived here over the centuries, but we're primarily known for the Cherokee.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kathleen. Okay, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm up here in Humboldt, Northern California. So currently living in Wiyot territory. And yeah, just super happy to be here. Super happy to see Lila's face. Yeah, thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Declan? Let me know if I'm mispronouncing.
Declan.
Declan.
That's all right. I am Declan Power. I am currently in New Jersey, in the area known for the Lenni Lenape tribe. I spend most of my time in northern New Jersey and upstate New York as well. So that's my current status.
Wonderful. Thank you. Hope.
Hello, I'm Hope. I live in Western Massachusetts, land of the Pocumtuck people, and I'm grateful to be here and see some familiar faces and meet new ones. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Hope. Jeff.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeff, and I am from Revelstoke, British Columbia. And I just got out of the icy waters of the Illecillewaet River. And this territory is being disputed right now, primarily claimed by the Cynics. But there's many others trying to lay claim to it at this moment. Yeah, it's traditional moving area. So many peoples lived here, traveled through. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Dee.
Excuse me. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dee Downing, and I have lived for a long time in the Wasatch Mountains, in the lands of the Western Shoshone and the Ute people. But I hail from Michigan many decades ago.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you. Lisa.
Hi, my name is Lisa, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee, land of the Cherokee, blood of my maternal lineage. And I am so happy to join with you and learn more. My heart feels a call to this path, and I've been arguing with Spirit a little bit about it, but here I am, and I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Lisa. Okay, let's see, Sarah.
Me. Hi, I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you all. I'm British originally, and now living in Los Angeles, which I think is Tongva and Chumash and Gabrielinos, if I'm saying those things right, because I'm new here, so I'm learning it all still. But it's really nice to be with everybody, and thank you for bringing your lights.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, let me see here. We have Zach.
Hello, everyone. I am Zach. Nice to see you all. I am currently living in also Western Massachusetts, but on the land of the Mohican people. So it's great to see you all, and yeah, great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Wonderful. Okay, Sammy.
Hello, I am Sammy. I am born and raised in the Central Valley, California. It is Yokut's land. I am right next to Yosemite, Mariposa, Sequoia, Kings Canyon National Park, so we're just right there. I'm very drawn to this type of work, and I'm very grateful that you guys are holding this space for us to come and learn more about it, to see what this journey may look like. And yeah, it's nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Sammy. I'm glad you're here. Okay, Denise.
Hi, this is my first time being here. I've never been involved with anything that you've done before. My apologies, first of all, about not being able to have my camera on. I need to replace my computer. My dog dropped it on the floor this morning. I'm from the land of Eru. The most people would know it as Ireland. But so I'm in Europe. Well, Ireland's not really in Europe, even though it's part of the European Union. It's not. It's an indigenous and traditional land of its own. So I'm just very happy to be here. I'm curious to see what I can learn. I'm very open to what I can learn. And the land of Eru is the land of the she. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Denise. Great. Let's see. I think I've gone through everyone. Is there anyone that I have forgotten? No one. It looks like I have everyone. Great. So, Darlene, do you want to say more before Meenakshi's prayer?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. It's lovely to see where we're all sitting around this beautiful Mother Earth of ours. And as we do, we're going to open up this beautiful space with a prayer. I'm just really delighted to have my sister Meenakshi from Sweden, who has been with us since we first began. I've known her over 30 years. And I was sitting in a circle with her yesterday, and she has the most beautiful prayers. And so I asked her to come and join us here today to open us in this sacred circle. She's an elder in our community. She is our European Global University director. She's a teacher, a mentor, a guide. She's so many things. We would be here for a long time if I continued to list them all. And besides that, she's just this beautiful being. So, Sister Meenakshi, will you please open us this morning in the sacred space with a prayer, evening, wherever we're sitting? Thank you.
Thank you, Darlene. I thought maybe before I start, I just saw that one more person joined. Marlo, do you want to include
Yes.
Deborah?
Thank you, Meenakshi. Deborah, it looks like you just joined, and we just went through and introduced ourselves with our name. I'm Marlo. I'm the Global University Director for the Center for Sacred Studies, and just where we're living living on this beautiful earth of ours right now.
Hello, I am Deborah Damask, and I am living in Maplewood, New Jersey.
Wonderful. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you. Oh, so before I go into prayer, I want to honor the peoples of the North. North of where I live in Stockholm is the territory of the Sami that stretches from Norway through Sweden, through Finland, and over to Russia. And down here in the more southern part, the indigenous Swedish people, whoever we are. So, aho, creator, creation. We say good morning, good evening to you at this moment in time, opening our hearts to the four directions, calling the winds of the four directions, Mother Earth, Father Sky, and breathe into this sacred moment. This sacred moment where we are right now on this earth is 2025 as we're counting time in our culture at this time. We are in prophecy time. We're in the mystery time. We're in the big change time. And we are here. We are here, we on this call and so many others all around this earth. And even in other dimensions, we are here because this is a sacred time, most auspicious time to be connected, to be alive, those of us on the earth itself. Those that are connected with us in the different dimensions, this is a special time. This is a time of awakening. This is the time of possibly correcting roads that we may have taken in the past that led into completions and endings in a hard way. We can now turn the key the other way. We have to find that key so we can turn it the other way, so we can move again back to that unity, that back to the heart, back to the place of where we really understand in a humble way the true miracle of life on this beautiful blue planet we get to call home, that we share with all the living beings and the spirits of the water, the spirit of the fire, the spirit of the earth herself, the spirit of the air, and all the beings that live in and on and around her, Mother Earth, Gaia. We are here to serve her. We are here to serve you, Mother. We are here to be your walking prayer in the time that we have on this earth, so that we may be awakened, that we may be connected, that we know and understand and can be in whatever comes, and that we can meet it. We can meet it in an open way, in our truth, in our authenticity, with our prayer, with our hearts open, with truths being spoken, like this beautiful bishop that spoke so eloquently and gentle just the other day, that got nations to wake up, people to wake up and understand that there is power in gentleness. I thank you for the Center for Sacred Studies. I thank you for this ministry program that so many have come to already, and now a new circle is being drawn in to be in service, maybe not even knowing what they're moving towards, but something is calling. Something is calling and pulling us when something is right for us, when it connects with us. I thank you for everyone on this call and the ones that's listening and coming after, for being on this call, being in this beginning time, being in the place where you will listen in and see, is this the right step for you? Is this the road for you? And if it does, walk it, walk it, walk it in trust, in love, in light. And we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Aho.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi. It's such a beautiful prayer. Thank you.
Aho.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Darlene is going to share some of our history.
Whew. Let's just take a moment and let that prayer just fill up all of the parts of ourselves that we're calling home here today. Thank you, Sister Meenakshi. So you heard a little bit in there about our story. Our story is like your story, like all of our stories. We've been called to really wake up inside ourselves and to be our authentic nature in this world. We've been called to be here during this time of the great Mother Earth and her ascension process, the time where in our relationship with the Kogi, with the Kagaba Nation, who shared with us that the end is falling to the beginning. They shared with us 13 years ago. And they said, as all of our structures and our systems and these foundations that we have created start falling down into themselves, that we pay attention to what is breaking down, but we focus on what is breaking through. And us being here today on this call always gives me so much hope. Yeah. Speaking of hope, what a beautiful picture there of, it looks like Kuan Yin holding the earth, is that we have this heart connection with Mother Earth to follow the teachings that she's given us. And those teachings way back when, over 30 years ago, brought us together. Each of us kind of ran into Jyoti and Russell Park in some way, shape, or form. And in 1995, we decided together that we wanted to have a safe place to pray. We wanted to have a safe place to grow our food and raise our children and wake up inside of ourselves in order to be fully present and authentic with what is, because we chose to be on this planet right now. We chose to be here during this time of this Holy Mother's ascension and this change that we're having. We've been planning it for lifetimes together. And so we're finding ourselves, we're finding each other, as we did back in 1995 with our spiritual elders and leaders, teachers and guides and friends and relations. Jyoti and Russell Park and all of us went up a 13-mile logger road in the Sierra Nevada foothills north of Yosemite. And we delved into what does it mean to be a community. We were naive. We really didn't know what we were doing, but we realized that with these beautiful tools that this Holy Mother, this divine creation that made all of us, that we are a form of, if we just listen and follow her direction, we're going to be okay. And we were okay. And she gave us tools to be in community. Many of these tools are in this, what I call this 2-year pilgrimage that we would be stepping into if this is your heart's wish. We never know if there's going to be another class or not, because this Holy Mother determines when we come together and when she needs her warriors of light. And right now, with everything that's happening on our planet, more and more of us are showing up and recognizing each other. So I'm just really want to take a moment and recognize each of you, just even for being on this call and for the work that you already do. And so letting you know more about the lineage that is bringing us to this moment in time. Elders came up that mountain, 160 acres in the middle of the Stanislaus National Forest, off the grid. It's quite fascinating, and a lot more stories around the fire. So we had these beautiful elders and First Nations people that started coming up this mountain and started teaching us and started sharing different ways of prayer and different lines of prayer with us. And sharing about the eagle and the condor prophecies, where the North and the South then switch over and combine, and all of the First Nations and all of the different points of the earth were sharing these same prophecies. And so as we grew, our community grew across the world. We have a community in Prague and a satellite there in Sweden. We had a house in the Amazon rainforest for many years. We have ministers of walking prayer all around in different countries around the world. And she's this holy divine creation, the mother, we call her. You have your own relation to spirit, and as a walking prayer, your relation to spirit is what will carry you through. And so we became bigger than our village, and we realized that our way of organizing ourselves needed to change. And so we went into meditation, and we went into circles, and we prayed about it, and we listened to the dreams and visions. And after a lot of ceremony and a lot of deep introspection, we became in 2001 a religious organization. In March of 2001, we became the Center for Sacred Studies. And we really looked if we were mature enough to take on the shadow of the church. And she said, she nudged us, and we did. And as we continue to follow the process and follow her promptings and her teachings, September 11th, 9/11 happened in the United States, and our country at that point in time went into lockdown and into martial law, where there was no sacred space at all except for the religious organizations. So our lines of prayer were protected. And so we continued to walk. And as we did, we started hearing the prompting and the whisperings and the dreams of when the grandmothers speak. This beautiful feminine elder wisdom will change the world and how we relate to her. And so in 2002, we began to study what that would mean. And in 2004, we convened the International Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers that we in our community started to serve. We started to be mentored by our First Nations ways of relating and relationship to the world. We adopted spiritual guidelines and practices of being in relationship, of responsibility, of respect, of sacred reciprocity. Um, we convened them, we supported them for 10 years, and in 2014 they individuated and became their own organization that still serves and speaks to us all today. And we give thanks for those who have passed on and are teaching us from the other side. As we continued to grow, then people started coming to us and saying, well, we're a religious organization where we need ministers, reverends. What would that look like? And we're like, whoa, are we sure? Again, we always go back to the circle. We talk amongst our beautiful selves. We have ceremony, we have prayer. We look to see, are we listening correctly? And so she prompted us saying, there will come a time where you will not be able to travel, and I need a points of like activated all around the world so that this light and love can continue on. We're going to need this. We need this now. So our beloved Jyoti Ma and Wendy also, who is a co-founder of the Kayamari community, and I sat in meditation and in prayer and opened up the doorways of the possibilities of what would you like, Mom, in your ministry training program. Now, remember, we're still living up on a mountain. We're off grid. We do now have a little cell phone in a bucket, and little by little, somehow you could stand in one place and have some Wi-Fi. And she downloads this 2-year, what I call pilgrimage of the ministry training program online. And of course, Mom has a great sense of humor, as you know, and she puts us in places that push us and challenge us so we can grow like the caterpillar in the cocoon. We need to have a little resistance in order for our wings to fully form and to be flying around and touching all of the flowers to help do our thing. And so we downloaded, we put it in form, we prayed some more, and then in 2007, as she kept nudging us, we launched the very first ministry training program, 2-year pilgrimage that began up on our Kayamari mountain. The first ministers actually formally were ordained in 2009. And it is that first year that became ordained, because we are an organically growing community and we follow the laws of nature, that the name of, what do we call ourselves? Ministers of Walking Prayer, because each and every one of us have an amazing thread you're weaving into this tapestry of life, and you're already serving. And when we serve together, Mom told us everyone can sit at our table as long as we identify ourselves. And so here we are. And as we continue to open and grow and learn and follow process, we offered these great teachings of our global university to others. And it is our way of being able to serve Mother Earth by assisting ourselves in waking up so that our Dharma, we can step into our Dharma and allow that to lead us. They say that our suffering pushes us until our passion pulls us. And so in this beautiful program that we're going to be going into in just a minute, the elders and the instructors that we have are those that we personally know, that we have grown with, that we have invited to come and share their wisdom and knowledge. And as you each step on this pilgrimage, each module that you go builds up on itself. The key to the Magic Kingdom, she told us, was to just show up. So what I know, and I get to sit with you through this whole pilgrimage as we walk through this 2 years together, if this is what your heart's wish is that every module that you come across is a stepping stone to the next one and to the next one and to the next one. And through it, we have life and the amazing gifts that you all bring to the table that are so needed right now. Right now, the world is shifting and changing. We have so many that are suffering, and we have so much possibility and joy that walks with us. So in this self-discovery, in this moment, I ask you really, as you listen to the rest of our time together, is that you really hold this place deep in your heart and listen to what is calling you. What is calling you to step into this next circle? Is this the one for you? And keep a space of curiosity and inquiry, for you are your own spiritual authority, and this is what we honor and recognize in each and every one of us. So thank you. Thank you for being here. I think it's important for us as we step into a field. We are in this chiomorphic global field with many, many people who have walked before us that help us along. And, you know, I like to say, oh, you know, I don't really know much, but we know how to show up and follow process. So here we are showing up and following process. Thank you so much for letting me share this part. Marlo, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Darlene. Thank you so much. Wonderful. I love hearing about the history and the lineage time and time again. Thank you. All right. So we are going to head on into, I'm going to be talking with you all about the program structure. And I'm going to share my screen right now so that you can all see our beautiful slide deck. Is it good? Everybody see it? Wonderful. All right. So this ministry training program, we're doing this Q&A around the 2027 class, seeing if she wants us to have this class coming into this coming year. And we have, I think after this class is ordained, coming up in here in May, our 2025 class, we'll have 300 ministers all around the globe, like Darlene was saying, points of light all over Mama Earth. So we're so happy about that. And let me go to the next slide. I'm doing the arrow and it's not working. Let's see, maybe, oh, right here. Okay, there we go. Great. And so you all know me now, Marlo Narro. I've been the Global University Director for about a year now. And I've been with the community since 2011. I was ordained in 2013 with the Water Clan. And so the ministry program is a 2-year program. And over the course of the 2 years, we have 22 modules, and each module has an instructor, an audio, and a video. In each audio, the audios are about an hour, sometimes a little less, and videos are a little shorter, maybe about 45 minutes. You know, there's a flow to them, so it can range slightly in number. And then also, in addition to the 22 modules, we have an elder wisdom offering, which is really a special gift. We have elders from all around the room, all around the world, that offer both also their teachings via an audio recording and a video recording. So they go in line with each module each month. Yeah. And here is what it looks like for year 1 and year 2. These are the different modules. And like Darlene was saying, they build upon each other. And it's really, like she was saying, a pilgrimage. It's an alchemical process. You're on a journey. And it's really beautiful once if you choose to step into the program to see how the modules really show up in your life, like the synchronicities that happen with the teachings and what you're going through in your own life. So all these are on also the website, so you can see what it looks like, and you're going to be getting this video, so you'll be able to look at them again. So over the course of the 2 years, after the first year, we have an in-person retreat, which is a Thursday through a Monday, where we get together in typically the western region of the USA. So many classes we've been in California. We've also had a few retreats in Washington State. So typically the western region of the US. So we get together after the first year, and then also the second year for our ordination retreat, which is also a Thursday through a Monday. Here. And also, as part of the program, you'll be working with an individual mentor. And this mentor is a minister and has been a minister for several years. And they walk hand in hand with you through the program. So at the beginning of the program, we look at, we look at where people live in time zones as far as like calls being logistically supportive, but also it's really divinely guided as far as the match. And you'll meet with your mentor for about 45 minutes to an hour once a month via Zoom. So it's a really special relationship where you're able to have someone to talk to about your process and talk about the material and a guide that walks along with you through the program. And so the monthly requirements, we have the modules that happen every month with the video and the audio to watch, and then we have live instructor calls. So for that particular month, the first month is Jyoti Ma, and she will be having a live call. It's a 90-minute call. And then we also have a live 90-minute call with Darlene, our spiritual director that you've been introduced to on this call. And you come together with a class, and it's a really great opportunity for you all to connect in virtually and listen to the teachings and have a town crier moment with the spiritual director and just see where how everything is for you in the moment. And they're also taped. So if for whatever reason you can't come on the call live, then they are available on our portal pretty quickly after the call has completed. And so also you have the meeting with a mentor once a month. Each module has a reading material, typically one book to read. Some people, some of the books that are selected by the instructors, you can listen to them via audiobook. Some aren't in that format, so you would get the written copy. And there's a few instructors that in lieu of a reading material option, they'll do a podcast or for you to watch or listen to, or some other maybe TED Talk kind of thing. But typically most modules have a book assigned to them as well. And then also there is a practicum. So each module has a practicum where the instructor decides. So it's typically some kind of practice for you to dive into throughout the month. It could be a certain meditation practice or certain way of communing with nature. It just really depends on the instructors how they want you to sit with the material that they're presenting. So it's fun, and it's a deepening of the process. And then also we have reflection papers, and This is there is the model of the reflection paper, which is, you know, a one-page paper that is an opportunity for you to integrate the material and reflect upon what you're getting out of the module and how it's landing for you and what's evolving from it. As part of your process, but it doesn't have to be in paper format. We also encourage more other creative modalities, whether it be painting or singing a song or writing a poem or doing something, a video. Students have gotten really creative of how they would like to integrate the material within that reflection paper requirement. But that is something that is a requirement for every month of the program. Okay, let's see here. Go to the next. And this is just an example of what it looks like in the student portal. So this first month is Jyoti Ma, our grandmother vision keeper, and it shows, her video and audio links. She has a couple of other additional kind of resources on there, her practicum, and then so it's like easy to follow. Let's see, it's not so easy for me to read because it's a little small on my screen. But let's see. Okay, and so that's an example. And then this is the Elder Wisdom Corner, and we have here the first month we have Shatui Chadbourne. She's a beautiful soul facilitator and spiritual leader of the Northern River Bear Medicine people and that ceremonial line. So both of those are available the first month, and they come online. I think Margine can correct me if I'm wrong, but typically like a week before the modules start. So you can't like skip ahead to like 3 months from now. It's kind of like opened up about a week prior, so you can really be with each month to its fullest. Let's see. Okay, so as far as tuition, the full tuition price is $6,995 total, and that's $3,498 per year. We do offer some early bird discounts. So as you'll see here, until February 28th, we have gosh, it doesn't say the amount, but I think it's a $500 discount. And then March for
600, Marlo.
Oh, 600. See, 600. 600 if you're able to apply and register and put your deposit down by February 28th. And then we have a pre-registration discount from March 1st until March 31st. And that is $300 off the tuition. And then after that, until May 20th, when we're going to be complete with accepting applications, it would be the full price. And we ask for a $500 deposit to hold your seat. And with the tuition, we do offer you to do payment plans. Some people pay all up front, some do one payment each year, some do two payments each year, and some are on a monthly plan where we break it up into monthly payments throughout the 2 years, and you just provide, a credit card to have on file so that we just charge that monthly amount every month. Okay. And so the requirements for ordination, so that second retreat is your ordination weekend. And for this to get the certificate at the end after your ordination is to be complete with a financial commitment, complete with all the course material, and also, which I don't think was mentioned on the earlier slides, is also part of the requirement is a breath work. and we require 2 breath works per year. So this is an opportunity to also help integrate the material. So it's kind of like an opportunity to breathe and to somatically integrate what's being downloaded and what you're learning and how you're growing. And so ideally those breath works are done spread out through the year. So the first year, after a few months in, and then a few months after that, so that it's not like back to back. So you can get the most from your experience with the breath work. And these breath works, we have a list of breath works that we take as one of your required ones. We have a list of them, and so there's a lot of breath workers all around the world. And if they don't happen to be on that list, then we can also check in to see if we could add them depending on how they work their process. And we offer through the Center for Sacred Studies Maitri breathwork. And so we do have Maitri breathwork facilitators as well around the world. And so there's 2 required for the first year and 2 required for the second year. And then also the retreats after the first year, and then at ordination weekend. And the retreats are a requirement, and they're just also just so nurturing and expansive, and really bring in the alchemical process of all the teachings and the learning after each year. And so you really get to connect even more deeply with your class. So let's see. And then this is just our page here with Lyla's information. She's also going to be talking to you here in a few minutes about a little bit more detail about the application registration process, but this is her email and her direct line. You can give her a call and ask her any questions that you may have about the process. So thank you. I know that was a lot of information. You might have some questions related to all that. So we're going to just go next with Lyla to talk about that process and a couple other things, and then we'll open it up to Q&As. Thank you. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you. Thank you, Marlo.
Oh, you're welcome. And Lyla.
Thank you, Marlo. I'd also like to add just a few things. The $500 deposit goes towards your tuition, and then the 22 month module, the month of the retreat, is you won't have to pay for tuition that month because you'll be paying for the retreat. And I'm going to also share my screen. Okay, so I'm here on the homepage of the Center for Sacred Studies.org, which we will start at, and you can just take these tabs here to the ministry training, and we'll give you more information if you haven't already looked here. And before we go here to the enrollment process, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. Here's my phone number and my email. If you have any questions, feel free to text me and we can schedule a time to meet, or email me as well. Okay. There's also a video here of Jotima talking a little bit about the program. And the last thing on this page that I found that's really helpful are the testimonials. So you can look at any of these videos and they'll speak a little bit more about the program. And one last thing here, the areas of study, the PDF here, and the staff and instructors, you can click on these and you'll have all the information that we're talking about here on the call. And as well as you can know a little bit more about us and the instructors in your calls. Here we are, instructors that you'll have every month. Okay, so here we are. Again, more of this, more information. Okay. And we have a few options here. We have this auditing option for $3,000. No early registration discount, is just across the board. And what you will receive with that is access to the student portal and all of the materials, as well as the calls with instructors and with Darlene, of course. And that's about 2 times a month. Sometimes we'll add a third call depending on when the module begins, and you'll be able to access that. And this option does not lead to ordination. And you can reach out to me if you have more questions about that. Okay, and here we are, the application page. There's a PDF or a Word document. Fill these out, send them back to me, along with a receipt of the PayPal, the $60 deposit, non-refundable deposit. And this one does not go towards the tuition. And send these both back to me. And we ask about 10 days, 10 working days. Usually it's a little bit sooner, but just in case, about 10 days for us to get back to you. And I will send you the registration and a button to pay for the registration fee. And that's everything. And you can read more here on your own if you have not done so already. Okay, back to you, Marlo.
All right, thank you, Lyla, for all that good info. Okay, Darlene, would you like to chat about the mothership?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I know there's a lot of information. This is the last pit. This is a part of the goodies. I don't know how you all found us to be on this call, but maybe some of you are already access to the Mother Earth delegation is what I was going to say. Our elders who continue to guide us and talk to us once a month on Saturdays. Is that the Center for Sacred Studies offers a mothership membership. So many of you might be on already, where you see fireside chats either with Jyoti Ma or myself, or astrology, and this program is growing as part of this 2-year program, in order to really establish where you get to. The beauty of all of this is the community that you're stepping into, not only within the circle of this next ordination class, but also in the wider, bigger community of all of what the Center for Sacred Studies, Kayamari. We have a Mighty Networks platform, which is for our private individual communications, as well as in the bigger community. So it's a place of community, because what this is Milo. I'm thinking of Milo Yellowhair, our Lakota elder. Love him. One of the things that he talks about, 2 things I love, is one, the chaos. Chaos brings new possibilities. It pushes us outside of our box, right? And the other is navigating during these times is community ceremonies, being in community. And this is what we are also part of, a bigger community. We get to flow in how we want to, and we get to flow out. And it's not a lockdown thing, but you also get for the 2 years that you're in the program, the mothership is offered to you guys that way, without having to offer any membership reciprocity. So that's just a little plus, where if you're needing some extra leaning in, because this program, this pilgrimage, like pilgrimages do, each step you take illuminates something else in our process, in our personal process. It pushes us to another level of ourselves, as well as we'll be holding a group process. All of us in the circle that chooses to step into this very important next 2 years are bringing certain gifts to the table. And I love to watch consciousness grow and develop because it's very fascinating. And so in this moment, what we want to have you know is that you will be in a bigger community also holding you. So the mothership, if you haven't gotten on the Center for Sacred Studies website, you can take a look at that also and see some of the offerings you have. And we're looking at getting a lot more fun offering that way. And just to kind of flow in that if I may, excuse me, so I get to like pop in and create havoc sometimes, is that our retreats are not part of the tuition. I just want to be clear about that. And they're about $950 for the retreat, which covers the cost of everything when we go to a place. And interestingly enough, when Mom downloaded the template of what she wanted for her ministers of walking prayer, she had our retreats after we completed each year. And we kind of pushed against that a little bit because it's like, well, typically you're going to go on a journey with people. You meet first together and then you get to introduce yourselves and things. However, what we noticed is her wisdom of her template is that once you have completed a year of 11 modules of being on calls with each other twice a month, with the instructor and then with me. I'm the one that gets to kind of I get to walk with you through this whole process, is that you start becoming the masks that we have created for ourselves to present to the public. They fall away and our authentic selves start shining a little bit more, and who we are shines a little bit more, so that after the first year is over, when we meet for the first time, it's so yummy because then we've already walked this walk with each other. And so the hugs and we have more authentic sharing, and the retreats have mystery and magic to them. This is all about mystery and magic in the divine. So part of being on this pilgrimage is being open to the unknown and trusting ourselves that way. So I just want to say that much. So the mothership is in there, and it kind of led me to some other things. And so now I think, Marlo, is it time for some questions and answers and questions?
Yes, it is time. So just raise your hand if you have a question, and then I'll call on you. We can open up the mic.
We do have a question here in the chat if you want to answer this from Sarah Rourke. Are the retreats open to wider community or just ministerial cohort?
So the retreats are for the many ministerial cohorts only. However, for the ordination weekend, we definitely welcome and invite family to come for that ordination, the special ordination ceremony that happens on Sunday, and they can come and have dinner with us and spend time. So that is, and then also typically our second year will offer a Maitri breath work the day prior to the retreat opening. It's not a requirement, but if you would like to join, and that is open to the wider community, but the retreat itself isn't.
Your mentors will be coming. You'll be going on this journey with the mentor. You'll get quite close, and the relations that we make in this circle are lifelong. And so the mentors come and support as well. So you're held in this beautiful arms of all those that are holding the program.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Kathleen.
Yes, thank you. I have a couple quick questions, please. I saw that, and you mentioned we can also audit. Is membership in the mothership open to those who audit?
We haven't had that question, but yes.
I see that. Thank you. Another question. Do you have scholarships or a sliding scale?
We do. We have limited scholarships, and basically what happens is that we see how many people have requested, and there's a process that you go through, and then we just take a look at what we have in the basket and how we can spread it around so the most people can join that want to. Yeah.
Thank you.
And oh, just one more thing about the scholarship. If you would like to be considered for a scholarship, when you send in, is it Lyla, when they apply, they can just let you know, and she'll send you the one form that you just fill out for that request.
Okay, thank you. And one more question, if you don't mind.
No, for sure.
It was recommended to me that I look into becoming ordained. It was recommended by Gloria Karpinski. If some of you remember, yes, you're all nodding. You remember wonderful Gloria. And part of it was, she said, being ordained would be important for you as you're doing your energy work. It's, that certification is rather protective. So it wasn't so much in preparation for it, but just kind of the protection for doing energy work. And can any of you expand a little bit on that?
Yes, and we love Gloria. I've known Gloria for many years, and she's one of the instructors. So, yes, I love that. So, the becoming a minister, to be ordained is then you are enabled to offer spiritual direction. We're not therapists, right? And so when you are in your walk, we have a code of ethics, an agreement of ethics that we all will be in alignment with. And so that is part of what will help you protect your space and have an awareness that way, as well as being ordained gives you the right to have people come to you for spiritual direction, and that can be energy work, that can be however it is that your divine gifts are shared with others.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Great questions.
Yeah. All right, Jeff.
Oh, he's clapping.
Oh, he's clapping. Yay, Jeff. Awesome. Any other questions?
No, I did have.
Oh, okay.
I just hit the wrong one. And yeah, thanks for the beautiful presentation and for offering the program. It sounds really beautiful. I'm full of questions, and I think one of them was answered around the ordination. I was wondering if you would be able to forward the code of ethics to be able to read that beforehand and to see what that looks like. So that was one question. And maybe, do you want to answer that first?
Well, I'm just going to say, Jeff, as all new things come through us, I think that would be fine. We've never been asked that before. It's also, we have one of the modules is about our code of ethics. What is your code of ethics? When you read the, if you go online where Lyla was showing you and look in and you see the blurb, is that the professional word? You see the information about each module. You'll see one that says in the second year, the code of ethics. And I don't see why not that we couldn't share that with you, because I think our world is really needing alignment with our humanity and having safe space. So yeah, let Lyla know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
I wrote it down. I'll send it to you.
Thank you. Yeah, and I totally agree that the importance of having that, and also recognize the importance of that being in alignment with my own ethics, and I'm sure it would be. But I think that would be an important piece to clarify within myself. Second question was, I had 3 and 2 of them got answered. What was the other one? Maybe come back if there's somebody that's got another one. Slipped my mind.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
I have some questions,
Actually,
but I can't figure out, I forgot how to raise my hand.
That's okay. D.
Oh, unmute. You muted yourself again.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just doing it permanently. Yeah, okay, so this first question is going to tell you a lot about my personality or part of my personality, but just curious, hadn't even thought about what I might do with any of the ordainment. But do you have to have insurance if you are ordained and you have I presume a legal cloak, some structure to that kind of behind you if you're ordained? Like, do people carry insurance for that?
You know, it all depends on what you are going to do and what you're going to offer and what state you're in or what country you're in. The Center for Sacred Studies ordains you and then you take that ordainment and create what that looks like for you.
I see.
Okay. And so if you're going to work with people, I know at one point in time I had insurance that covered myself, and then I looked into it more, and it was like I didn't need it, and then I needed it. So it all depends what your comfort level is and what you're actually doing.
I understand. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it hadn't even occurred to me before.
And
Mhm.
I just wanted to say the beauty of it is that there are 300 other, soon to be 300, because the next one is being ordained in May, is that there are 300 ministers, and alumni. There are some people who go through the program and who go through everything and because of whatever are not ordained, or they weren't able to come to the final retreat for ordainment. Each of the retreats are mandatory. You have to show up because they're part of the alchemical process that she put in place for us to be able to stand fully in that vibration of that activation point around the earth. And so oh, this is where I have those elder moments. All of a sudden, it's like I just went there, and then it left. So, but that, yes. So there are a lot of alumni and ministers around, and they meet. They come together. You flow in, you flow out. They help the Center for Sacred Studies. They actually even offer. They have dues and things that you all choose, and then they. Uh, Offer through this doorway scholarships, for the next level, the next classes that come in. So you have a library of a community that can help you look into more of these things, or how they've done it, or people who are really in the business aspect of things, so they can share this. Or at one point we had people saying, oh, so you want to, I remember for myself, it's like, I don't want to be a minister. Why would I want to be a minister? What? Right? And so this is the kind of the resistant place where our mind gets involved. We're in the mind field right now, as Jyoti talks about, is that the spirit of what's being offered calls us. And how we're going to work with it, or use our ordination, or use the material might be revealed within the first 5 minutes of stepping in. You might already know now. And there are people that don't know even until the very end, or a year afterwards, because everything, the real teaching begins after you become ordained, or after you complete a course, right? So all that is to say is that we have a lot of wealth of knowledge in those that have already gone through this pilgrimage and been ordained. And so, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for all of that. Well, that actually is related to one of my other questions. I think most of these are just curiosities, but when you say 300, do you mean that's how many people have gone through the program total, including the audit and ordainment? Or is that per class is 300 people?
That is the ones that have been ordained.
I see.
Yeah.
And about how many, I'm sure this varies, but how many people, how many cohorts do you have per class?
We have how many people are in a class or how?
Yes, students or participants.
It varies. It can be, gosh, I'm trying to think, Marlo, like could be 18 to 30.
I see. Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
And I have just a few more questions. The reading, I'm such a slow reader. It was a struggle in college for me to keep up with reading. And I remember books. There's about one book per month, it sounds like. So maybe that question was actually answered. So with the breathwork sessions, I presume it sounded like there's a website and we can find practitioners possibly near us.
Well, basically now, because after COVID happened, everything shifted and changed. So some people still do, some people don't. So basically you can get online in your area. Now there's so many more kinds of breathworks. So just get online and take a look. We can tell you where we know of where there are some, California and the East Coast and some practitioners in between. But after 2020 happened, things, like I said, things changed. Now there's online, now there's online breathwork that you can do. And in 2020, it took us 9 months to formulate and see if Maitri breathwork could actually be done online, because the breathwork that we hold really is an in-person experience. And we actually did it with our 2020 class. There's a class that started in 2020, and ended in 2022. And it worked. We did it. We tried others that were online too. And in some cases, if it's an online breathwork, you might need to have more because it doesn't quite do the same. This is really about integrating everything that you're learning, because it's in our minds and we're reading and we're writing or thinking or communicating. And what we want to do is we want to actuate it in our bodies, which is why the breathworks are so important. So if you find something, some people find some different ones, they send us a link, we take a look at it and we go, sure, go for it. I'm also hearing that people are charging like there's nothing and you can do, one a month kind of thing, or there's people charging $1,000. If you're in an all-day breathwork for us, it's about $250, $275 kind of thing. And because it's a formula and you eat and it's a process. So look online when the time comes, and if you find something that you think might work, you just let us know, and we'll look it up for you and just verify that we feel like that'll be good.
I understand. Yeah, I would want to know I'm in good hands as well. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all my questions. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yay, thank you.
Thank you, Dee. Okay, and before we go to Jeff, hello, Ingrid. I saw you just popped on. We're at the end, tail end of our Q&A portion of the call, but know that this is all recorded, so you will get an email with everything we covered prior. But glad you're here. Okay, Jeff.
All right. So I wanted to confirm Dee kind of posed a question around one book a month, and just wanted to confirm, or one book per module, just in terms of time commitment. I'm wondering if that is correct.
Yes, it is one book per month, and there is a few modules where there's not actual book, but a like a podcast to listen to or a TED Talk. But primarily, most of them have one book per month.
Okay. And
We've trimmed it down. We used to have more. We used to have a couple books a month, but now we trailed down to one per month. So thank you.
Yeah,
And
I love to read, and also just thinking about the time commitment as well. So thanks for answering that. The other one is around travel and recognizing that we're in uncertain times, and remembering back to the last couple of years, and I was not able to travel to the US until last September. So just, yeah, I recognize it's an uncertain question, but also I feel like coming from Canada, also important to address if I were to take the path of ordination. And yeah, I guess the question is that if travel were to be an issue getting across the border, then would there be another way to ordain, or would that prevent that path from completing?
Great. I'm just going to jump in. Is that okay? Great
Yeah.
question, Jeff. We have people that are all over the world. So one, there's the financial aspect of traveling. So we always say, get your bucket and start now saving. Only one time, and that was in 2020, did we have to have an first and only online first year retreat that we modified. It wouldn't be able to do it for the ordainment. However, people got COVID 2022, which is who are coming to 2025's ordination so they could step into the circle and get the imprint that happens through this divine creation. So there's ways that we have worked around that. Some people who very rarely weren't able to attend like the first year, we tried to have a makeup come early for the second year. Of course, that means staff has to come early, those kinds of things. So it's quite a feat to do, but we have had people that have had to make up. And this is not like a college class or something like that. This is something that is one of those places of divinely being guided to show up in some way. And, I trust her, the universe, however that is, and however, as Russell says, whatever flavor of divine ice cream you like to swim in, is that she knows where we are and she knows where we're sitting, and will open the way for us to do that. And these are, big concerns. I don't want to make it any lighter than it is, but yeah. And we're in this, Grandma Aggie, we're in the leaky canoe together, right? And so we'll do our best to continue with the direction that we've been given. And we just don't know what that's going to look like, which is all the more reason I'm fascinated is right now having people show up for this next level of this pilgrimage process with everything that's happening on the globe. It just has my attention. Like, wow, yeah. Come on along.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. I have a lot of trust too, and I feel like in order to kind of clear it from the field, it's important just to speak it out and know that you would be willing to work with it. And
yes.
So I feel that and have a lot of trust too. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. And just before I move on, Jeff, just to reiterate also regarding the books, a lot of the books now in our program are also available via audiobook. Not all of them, but a good amount of them, just so you know. So sometimes that can make it easier for people.
Very great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. Sarah.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, I was curious about the more like kind of the spiritual guidance and I suppose the practical like technology of the spirituality or the sacredness. And so the question is, in the course and the pilgrimage, a bit more detail on how that's offered, I suppose, like the practices. I think my main concern is, having been in academia for a long time and trying to get away from it, I really want to be more in my heart, and really that's the place that I'm coming from, and less sort of cerebral. And so I suppose I'm just looking for more information on that, as in like heart-based practices and how that's woven into the structure of the pilgrimage on a sort of regular basis, or if it is, and how it's offered, I suppose.
That's a great question. And I'm wondering if one of you all, like Marlo or Lyla, Margine even, also want to answer that. First, I'll say,
I thought you were the perfect person to answer
I know.
that.
Well, but I've been talking a lot. So what I do want to say, which is a great question, Sarah, is that I don't know if you've looked at the modules as far as what's presented, is that in each one there is this place of what to do and how to relate to the information that we're given, which is a lot different. It's really not an academic type of experience, although you're reading something and you're learning something that way, is that it really enhances what you already stepped in. And the point of study is when we embody what the module is about. This is where you're having that opportunity to go deeper into the spiritual side of yourself. It just could be ethics, which we don't think has anything, ethics. It's like words. It's like but that's actually, that's a very, for me, that's a very deep about our alignment and our integrity, which is really the core of my spiritual being, right? So you're going to have a little bit of both. You're going to have a lot of different traditions presented. The elders themselves, that you'll also have the elders modules every month. Some of them just do a video, some talk, and it's just whatever their stream of thought is that they want to share. So they'll bring in their cultures, they're going to bring in some of their ceremonies that way. In the bigger picture of the community, part of what the Mothership offers and the Mother Earth Delegation offers are places to sit in ceremony. We also have a prayer line to sit in ceremony with other people that way. And a lot of it is virtual. However, when we gather, like the storytelling event with the Mother Earth Delegation that happened in this past year in New York, we have an opportunity to show up like we all did with the International Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers. We had an opportunity to show up and participate in and be mentored in and learn about ceremony from that aspect. So there's a lot of opportunity. Some in our community are already very strong in ceremonies already. They bring their own lines of prayer in. And so part of that is to also encourage what is yours and who can be there to help train, teach, share, mentor you that way. We have our relations that show up. Loretta, Afraid of Bear, Cook, and all the ways that their peoples have been praying for so long. So there's, yes, we have our beautiful Yeye Louisa Tish, who is from African descent, and so yes, so there's those pieces that they're sharing, which is why it isn't just a book learning experience. But I don't know if that answers the question or if anybody else wants to jump in too. I'm in it all the time, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was wonderful, Darlene. And I just want to add to, just like based on my own experience, that dropping into the heart, the parts of the program, which we have the reflection piece with, it can be a paper, but it's also very creative as far as art or music or video, and that your mentor, you're going to really get a strong a connection with. Hopefully, that's the intent, that over the course of the 2 years, they're really walking with you, and they're going to be guiding and the person that you can kind of step into, like drop into the heart, right? Drop into the heart during the calls and share from that place what's happening for you in the program. That's fine. So does that answer your question?
Then you'll also be connected with what we send out. So there's always prayers, or there's a ceremony over here you can learn over there, you know, things like that that will be woven throughout the process as well. Good question. Thank you. I know we're
Great,
getting
thank
close.
you. Yes, we have a few more minutes. Hope.
Hi, thank you. So you may have just spoken to this, but I'm not 100% sure. So when it says practicum, and I haven't read extensively online yet, are we talking about embodying, as you said, what we're learning that month in a certain form, or are we speaking about finding a situation or a opportunity locally or online to be working in a certain way, continuing to sort of develop and enhance our practice through one kind of long-term situation? Or I don't know, you know, just how you're defining practicum and what that looks like, I guess. Yeah. Thanks.
Great question. So each module and each instructor are very varied. They're all come from different walks of life. And so they're going to ask you to have a practice that month, utilizing whatever the tools or whatever the instruction is that is being offered in the module. And so that would be for a month. Some things are about finding a spiritual practice, which is like, or deepening your spiritual practice, continuing your spiritual practice is something that will, I mean, you know, it's a module, but it's one that is continuous throughout this whole time that we're together. Having a spiritual practice, even daily spiritual practice. Right now, we all need a daily spiritual practice to help ground us in everything that's happening. You might already have one. You might already have an altar set up in your home so that you can go sit in front of that and either meditate or take your shoes off and go offer your prayer of water every morning. So there's some things that will be offered for you to deepen each time. Or through the whole course of things. So there's a both and. In that practicum, in that practice that the instructor is going to give to you, you're going to study that. And then once a month, you're going to talk to that instructor as a whole group, and you're going to go deeper into what was that about for you. You might find that you really like that particular practice and it becomes yours and you do it all the time. So it's an all, you know, the mystery is we're all part of the mystery. It's unfolding. We don't want to get ahead of it. We can give a little bit of answers, but it's so varied, it's so deep, it's so individual. And there might be some times where we as a group, because of what's happening in the world, all right, everybody, let's go out and take our water. One of the prayers every morning is about I did this with my kids. I still do this, is taking my glass of water outside. If I can put my feet on the earth and I say hello, good morning to the sun. I say my prayers with this water and to the sun, to the day, to the earth, the air, the fire, the water. And all those prayers are going into that water. And then when I'm complete, 4 motions down, I give the earth four sips of that water, that prayer, and then I take a sip myself. And if my kids, you know, now they're big and grown, so I, you know, but the dog bowl's outside, so I pour that water there. I water the plants. You know, that's a simple everyday practice to give thanks and gratitude to the earth, you know. So things like that. So I hope that'll.
Perfect. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you. Well, gosh, it looks like we're coming to the end of our time. There's one, Darlene, is there a what is calling section of the next steps, or?
Well, all right. So how about if we just take a breath and close our eyes for a moment and just breathe and connect with the earth and just all of this information that has been swirling and offering. It's a lot of information to take in. So connect with your breath, connect with your heart, breathe in this present moment, smile, breathe in peace, breathe in gratitude, and breathe out love, and breathe out kindness, and breathe out compassion, and breathe out this beautiful connection your heart is connecting with Mother Earth below, and connecting upward to this great cosmic universe and all the helpers and the guides that are here for our highest good. And pray and see if this is the next step for you. For there's a commitment of time, there's a commitment of money, there's a commitment of being open in the mystery. And however it is that you choose to walk, let your walk be full of grace. Let it be gentle on this earth, and know that you are loved and we are together. And thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ah, wonderful. Thank you all for joining. Blessings. Lyla, our registrar, will be sending out this video recording, and you can email her directly with any questions. And we are going to have a couple other Q&A sessions. I think our next one is on March 5th. So if you want to hop onto that one as well, you're more than welcome. And yeah, it was such a gift being with all of you today. So
yay. Thank you for being the lights that you are.
All
Thank
right,
you.
blessings, everyone.
See you next
Cheers.
time.